Some people use it as money to purchase stuff. Others use it as a sign of luck. Other people are using it as candies or food. Yes, candies or food. I ate one of these while I was 3 years old, and they spent 2 days in the hospital. However, nowadays, my view on the coin is totally different. I see it as Suki, cute human being. It's so interesting that sometimes, or some people, are showing us one side of their personality, or one side of their real life. However, there is always a hidden side, which some people call it the dark side, but I don't like to use the dark side, because sometimes even the hidden side is better than the side that we see. Let me give you an example. When we are dating, when I dated my wife for the first time, I wanted to impress her. I wanted to look elegant. I wanted to look smart, which was tough for me. I wanted to look funny. I wanted to look decent. However, if you ask her now, after our marriage, how does it go? She will tell you that he's like a donkey at home. Totally different. I'm joking. However, some people are showing usually the hidden side, or the dark side, or the bad side, unintentionally, through their whole life, without even showing the reality. Like the story of the homeless woman. Who is the homeless woman? The homeless woman lived in my neighborhood back in Egypt. She was homeless, living in the streets. She was around 70 years old. Honestly speaking, she was really scary. Long hair, wide eyes. She was extremely aggressive, chasing everyone in the streets, especially the children. She was chasing the children, yelling and cursing. She was mentally unstable, let's say. And I remember one day even seeing her totally naked running in the middle of the street, which was really sad. Because of her aggressiveness, people started to judge on her based on what they see. They started to annoy her. Others, like small kids, started to throw some stuff over her and started to yell at her and run away, thinking that it's a game. And unfortunately, I was one of those people. I was a small kid, young kid at that time. The mature people or the neighborhood started to get really offended and wanted to kick her out of the neighborhood, because they consider her as a dangerous human being on children and on people. So they called the police several times, asking the police to take her away off the street and to kick her out of the neighborhood. They did so. But the funny thing is that whenever they do so, she returns back again in the same place. Whenever they put her in a shelter, whenever they put her anywhere else, she returns back in the same place every day. We were wondering what's wrong with this woman. After a couple of days, we checked with the police, and after the investigation, they informed us that this woman was a very famous doctor 40 years ago or 30 years ago. Her husband cheated on her, took her money, took her children, and traveled abroad, and she never saw them again. And since that time, she became the way she was. This is not the sad part of the story. After listening to the real story from the police, the people decided to help her and decided to collect money, even one of the lawyers was thinking about trying to find her children after all these years. And when they put a very good plan, they tried to look after her for that in the streets for many days, but they couldn't find her. Unfortunately, after a couple of days, they have noticed that she was found dead alone in the streets. Ladies and gentlemen, prejudgment and being judgmental on people from one side of what they do is one of the most destructive behaviors in our communication nowadays. Prejudgment kills hope, kills dreams, kills future, and most importantly, it kills the reality and the truth forever. She lived for 30 years as a children beast. We called her children beast or children monster. However, on the other side, she was broken heart mother. But even herself couldn't show that. Our lives are mostly affected by the way we think the things are, not by the way they really are. So before judging anyone, before judging any situation, before taking any decision, please always make sure that you can see both sides of the coin. Thank you so much.